I want you to imagine for just a moment going through a tunnel so vast, so long, that it would take a person more than 50 years to pass through it. As one enters that tunnel, their eyes would quickly need to adjust to the ensuing darkness that surrounds them. And the longer one is exposed to this darkness, not only would their eyes need to adjust to the new reality surrounding them, but every other sense would eventually adjust as well. Soon, that darkness becomes the person's reality. And as the years passed and one traveled in that darkened tunnel, the dim artificial lighting that man created to illuminate the way made that person quickly forget the brilliance of the true light they once enjoyed. In the artificial light of man, that which was once clear now becomes dimmed in the shadows, and the entire journey's path no longer visible. Except for the small sections traveled at any moment in time, all is blurred in the darkness. Now some are emboldened by the darkness, others terrified by it. But most just travel at a steady rate, hoping to eventually get through it. It's easy to forget how dark that tunnel really is compared to the light outside. And on this journey that lasts 50 plus years, new life would inevitably be born. And that new life, not knowing anything else, would see the darkness as how things are supposed to be. Stories of another light would simply be stories. Never experiencing it, they could never truly understand or grasp the significance of what they were missing. The shadowy world in which they were born has denied them the experience of the true light. And as one traveled that tunnel, day after day, month after month, it would be very easy to get caught up in its monotony of shadows and routine. Soon, one's very purpose is questioned, and you wonder if that tunnel and its darkness will ever end. But then one day, quite unexpectedly, something different occurs. A small white dot in the distance appears. And this small white dot, no bigger than the head of a pin, surrounded by blackness, commands your attention. And as you draw closer, that small white dot grows larger, and the blackness ironically grows even darker. And no matter what you do, no matter where you direct your gaze, the approaching brightness dominates everything and draws your attention to it. Like a magnet to steel, you are drawn towards the light. And even though you know it's coming, and it's about to overtake you, no matter how prepared you think you are to enter the real light, it suddenly strikes you with such an overpowering force, you temporarily lose your vision. You go blind. And as you're engulfed completely in the light, it hurts. For those who are born into the darkness, their lives will forever be changed. The light, so brilliant, so illuminating, reveals a new world that is beautiful, magnificent, and good. That which they were previously incapable of seeing or understanding now awakens the very spirit of God and life within them. For those who once knew the light and then became engulfed in the darkness, they find new hope. And most importantly, forgiveness and redemption. The journey through the tunnel of our darkness, beholden of lies, is nearing an end. Lies falsely dressed as truths, now becoming exposed in the brilliance of the oncoming light. When we were in the tunnel, the light seemed to concede to the darkness. Man became dependent upon himself to light the way. But the light of men has no real power over darkness. We are living in times just like 2,000 years ago, when darkness appeared to have conquered the light. On a hill called Calvary, an empire tried to extinguish that light. But after 3 days, the darkness was overwhelmed by the light, and that empire collapsed, and the world would never again be the same. For those brothers and sisters living in the darkness now, the light is coming. For those being persecuted, your rescue is coming. And for those who have lost hope, it is hope which is suddenly thrust upon you. Stay the course, be strong. When all seems lost, you will call upon him, and he will answer you. For you, out of all time and all your ancestors, you were born for such a time as this.